A very good morning, class. Today, in that continuation of chapter 8, DNF block elements, I'm here again with this lecture number 2. So let's start with this. In that previous class, we have done about that what are D block elements and what are some properties we have done, and their general configuration we have done. Yes, so some key point also we have learned about that. So now in continuation of that, next topic is general properties of D block element. In that continuation only, this is variation in atomic and ionic size of transition elements. So how the atomic and ionic size vary in a period for the transition elements. So it is general trend that whenever we move left to right, since atomic number increases and hence like effective nuclear charge increases, so atomic radii keep on decreasing. This is the general trend. But here for the transition elements, transition metals, there are some exceptions. So we have to do that also. So in general, as moving left to right, atomic size decreases because electron enters in d orbital each time, and hence nuclear charge increases. Since nuclear charge increases, so what will happen? The outermost electron will feel more contracted towards the nucleus, and hence the atomic size decreases. That is the general trend. Since d electrons have poor shielding effect, now they have very poor shielding effect. So that means they are not able to shield the effect of nucleus to the outermost shell, and that's why the net electrostatic force of attraction increases between the nucleus and the outermost electron, so size decreases. I hope it is clear. So see, this is the nucleus. If this is the nucleus, this is first orbit, second orbit, this is third orbit, and this one is the fourth orbit. First transition series ke liye at least this much is required, isn't it? Suppose that this is 3d, in this 3d, and it is 4s. So 4s electrons filled, first electron goes to 4s, and then 1 karke it will increase in this d orbit. Yes, so it is increasing 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. Yes, so d orbital, this d orbital has very poor shielding effect. That means this cannot shield the nuclear effect on this outermost shell. ये shield नहीं कर पाता, ये उसको रोक नहीं पाता, and that's why what will happen? The outermost electron will feel more contracted towards the nucleus, and hence their atomic size decreases. I hope it is clear. So we can say that although this electron is keep on increasing over here, तो ये दूर होना चाहिए था, but फिर भी electron increase होने के बावजूद, since its shielding effect is not that much effective, and that's why it is not able to prevent the effect, the nuclear effect, the nuclear charge on the outermost most shell. So that's why the outermost shell feel more contracted towards the nucleus, and hence the atomic size decreases. So in the 3D series, actually there are three groups that can be categorized in this. If we talk about scandium, titanium, and vanadium and chromium, so starting from scandium goes to chromium, that the atomic radii will decrease because nuclear charge increases, and in this case effective nuclear charge increases, and that's why that the atomic radii jo hoga wo decrease karta. There are the two factor I'm going to tell you that, listen, in this previous slide there are the two factor. One is this effective nuclear charge. This is nuclear charge, effective nuclear charge, we can say that. Okay, and the another one is the screening effect or the shielding effect, which is applied by this 3D series. Screening effect, clear? Or shielding effect. If this ENC is greater than that, effective nuclear charge is greater than the shielding effect, the shielding is constant, then what will happen? The outermost electron will feel more contracted towards the nucleus, अंदर की तरफ आ जाएगा, and hence atomic size will decrease. But if this effective nuclear charge and the screening effect or the shielding effect of this 3D series will be equal, then the atomic size neither decreases nor increases. It will almost remains constant. Yes, but if shielding effect will be increased, अगर ये इन ज़्यादा हो जाए, मतलब ये it will be able to hold, it will able to like we can say that the shield the electron, shield the nuclear charge on the outermost shell, then what will happen, this will not feel attracted towards, because सारा का सारा इसने क्या कर लिया, force को, nuclear force को ये रोक लेगा, and that's why this will not feel contracted towards this, and in that case the atomic size will increase. So that happens in the 3D series. If we go in the three way, like see, sorry, in this case, starting from scandium till chromium, the atomic radius decreases because nuclear charge increases, and that means effective nuclear charge increases over here. Shielding constant shielding effect or screening effect जो होता है वो यहाँ पे कम होता है, and that's why outermost electron feels more contracted towards the nucleus. So that's why it decreases. But when we check this manganese, iron, cobalt, and nickel, in this case, the screening effect, which is applied by the 3D electrons, and the effective nuclear charge, which is applied by the nucleus on the outermost shell, that becomes almost equal. That becomes almost equal. So in this case, it neither increases nor decreases. So what will happen? Nearly remains constant from manganese to nickel. But if you will check for copper to zinc, then again यहाँ क्या हो जाएगा, effective nuclear charge will decrease, यानी कि screening effect जो होगा वो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा with respect to effective nuclear charge, and hence atomic radii जो होगा वो increase कर जाएगा, क्योंकि electronic repulsion बढ़ जाएगा, and then atomic radii will increase. Got it? So scandium to chromium it decreases, manganese to nickel it remains almost constant, copper to zinc it increases. Okay, you will see this in a graph, like this is the graph. You can see that this is scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium. It is decreasing. Yes, you can see. Then if you talk about manganese, iron, cobalt, and nickel, it is approximately nearly same, isn't it? Yes. But if you will check that copper and zinc, again it is increased. Reason? Here, effective nuclear charge is more, due to which the outermost electron will feel more contracted. The d electron will not be able to shield. Yes. In this case, the effective nuclear charge and the screening effect will be almost equal, due to which it will neither increase nor decrease. But in this case, the screening constant will be screening effect, the shielding effect will be more, due to which the outermost electron will not feel, experience the attraction towards the nucleus, and that's why the atomic radii increases. Clear? Okay, this is for 3D. Okay, this one is for 4D. So with 4D has more energy, more atomic radii, we can say that, if in comparison to 3D. But if we check this is 4D and this one is 5D. So 4D and 5D, they almost have same atomic radii. बहुत ज़्यादा change नहीं होता है. It's minor, like we can say that for the 4D series and 5D series, the atomic radii remains almost constant. Yes. So what is the reason? And that is lanthanoid contraction. Okay. So radii of second series, that is 4D, and third series, that is 5D, are almost same, because in 5D series, which is called third transition series, clear? 5D series, electrons first fill in 4f and then goes to 5D. पहले 4f में fill होगा, तब 5D में जाएगा. And due to lanthanoid contraction, their radii are almost same. So now the question is, what is the lanthanoid contraction? Thinking. You also think what it can be, lanthanoid contraction. Okay. So let's say, let's know about it. Lanthanoid contraction. It is the gradual decrease in size of F block element due to imperfect shielding of 4f electron. This is the definition of lanthanoid contraction you have to learn. Okay. And this question will be asked, like many times it has been asked. Okay. So it is the gradual decrease in size of F block elements due to imperfect, the F block, जो orbitals होते हैं, they cannot shield the electron because of their uncertain shape. They don't have proper shape even. So that's why the shielding effect is imperfect, and that's why what will happen, which is less than the shielding effect of d electron. 4f electrons, that due to the imperfect shielding of 4f electrons, which is less than the shielding of d electrons. Okay, so due to this, the lanthanoid contraction, that the atomic size of the lanthanoid, all the lanthanoids becomes almost equal. So again, he got a 100-mark question, and that is consequences of lanthanoid contraction. What are these? All lanthanoids become of same size, and second, isolation of lanthanoids become difficult. Let me explain you this lanthanoid contraction in form of periodic table. If I'm talking about the periodic table, suppose that this is the periodic table. This is group 1. We don't have to discuss. This is group 2. Again, don't have to discuss. Here, this is group 3, which is lanthanum 57. This is 57, isn't it? And then after, group 14 comes, and in which the hafnium 72 is there. Yes, that means if I'm talking about element from 58 to lutetium 71, yani ki 14 elements, they are excluded from which group? They are excluded from the group 3 only, isn't it? So group, यहाँ से group 3 से group 4 जाने पे atomic size वैसे भी बहुत थोड़ा सा decrease कर रहा था, and if again इनके बीच में if they will have 14 elements, so you can assume that how close they will be in their atomic like radius, isn't it? They will be very close in their atomic radius. So that is why it is happening, because of this lanthanoid contraction. This is imperfect shielding of 4f electron. The 4f electrons are not able to shield the outermost electron towards its towards the nucleus, and hence the outermost electrons feels more contracted towards the nucleus, and that's why that atomic size बिल्कुल decrease हो जाता है, contract हो जाता है, and they become of same size, almost same हो जाते हैं. All the 14 elements, they are of same size. Okay, so since they will have same size, their properties are almost the same because they are of group 3 only. So सारी properties भी same है और उनका size भी same हो जाता है. तो what will happen? The consequences क्या होंगे? उनका isolation is going to be difficult. The isolation will be very difficult for the lanthanoids. Okay. So now the next property, that is density. Decrease in metallic radius as well as increase in atomic radius results in increase in density. Metallic radius छोटा होगा but atomic mass increase होगा. So it will result in the increase of density. Now the next concept, which is again going to be an important part, ionization enthalpy. In general, we know that if atomic radii decreases, then the tendency to take out the electron, removal of electron will be very difficult, isn't it? So same concept we will apply over here, but in transition elements, the ionization enthalpy cannot be described properly with any like a proper trend के according हम उसको describe नहीं कर सकते. It is completely experimental. So it will not be asked to you that how कहाँ से कहाँ decrease होता है, कहाँ से कहाँ increase होता है. It won't be asked in your paper. Don't worry about that. This is completely experimental. Okay. So in general, the trend होता है, that is it increases from left to right, though some irregularities will be there. And if we'll see the graph in the given series, the difference in ionization potential between any two successive D block element is very much less than difference in case of successive S block and P block. जो S block और P block के element के transition energy में जो difference होता है, उससे बहुत कम difference होता है D block के elements के transition elements के बीच में. Got it? मतलब if I'm talking about only that S block element like sodium and magnesium, so there will be some energy difference, ionization enthalpy difference. Similarly, if I'm talking about P block like nitrogen and oxygen, so what will be the difference in the ionization potential? वो जितना difference होगा, that will be visible difference. Yes, but if I'm talking about the D block, it won't be that much like we can say that notified. It cannot be that much noticing. Okay, so वो बहुत कम होता है respectively अगर हम comparatively if we do that. This is due to addition of D electrons in n-1d or penultimate shell. Penultimate shell, you know, last but one. That is called penultimate shell. Okay, so this is due to addition of D electrons in n-1d with increase in atomic number gives screening effect. मतलब जितने ज़्यादा electrons बढ़ते जाएंगे, screening effect बढ़ती जाएगी. And shield outer s electron from the inward pole, जो कि बाहर की जो outermost s electron को है उसको inward pole से prevent करेगा, रोकेगा. which opposes each other, and that's why there is variation in ionization potential. So they will the outermost electron wants to come inside, and the screening effect will send it outside. So that's why there will be some variation in the IP. So some irregularities in the trend. Ionization enthalpy gradually increases with increase in atomic number in a particular series with some irregularities. Irregularities in first IP of 3D metal is due to the fact that removal of electrons alters the relative energy of 4s and 3D orbitals. 3D में हम एक kind of we can say थोड़ा हम बता भी सकते हैं, but for the 4D and 5D series it is just like we cannot say anything. Okay, so in this case ये क्यों होता है irregularities? It comes because of that removal of electron जो होगा, अगर हम electron remove करते हैं तो that 4s और 3D की energy जो होती है वो almost same होती है. So that's why इनके बीच में irregularities आ जाती हैं. Okay, thus there is reorganization energy accompanying ionization. This results into the release of exchange energy, which increases as number of electron increases in d-n configuration, and also from the transference of s electron into d orbital. That is experimental fact. You have to learn as it is if it will be asked that why there are irregularities in IP trend for the transition elements. So that you can say that these 2 points you have to say. Got it? So that is the experimental fact, and as it is you have to learn. Okay, so there is a graph. If we plot a graph between ionization enthalpy 1 and transition elements for the 3D, then 4D and 5D, so there will be some there will be irregularities. There is no trend, not a particular trend. Titanium से vanadium नीचे गया, फिर vanadium chromium equal, फिर chromium से manganese highly increased अचानक से, फिर manganese iron increased, iron से cobalt decreased, and then again decreased, and then go flat. So there is no fixed reason why. In this case it was decreasing, but here it is we can say that almost same. Yes, in this case it was third to fourth it was increasing, but in this case third to fourth it is decreasing. So there is not a particular trend between that. So that's why it is a completely experimental. Let it be experimental only. It not be asked that why it is less, which is more. आपसे transition elements के questions ऐसे नहीं पूछे जाएंगे. So just what is the fact that can be asked, that you have to learn. Now note, chromium has low first ionization potential because loss of 1 electron gives 3d5, and zinc has very high ionization potential as it has 3d10 4s2. It's almost completely it is completely filled, so it won't release the electron easily, and that's why it is having very high IP. And chromium is 4s1 3d5, isn't it? 4s1 3d5. So if it will lose 1 electron, it will get the half-filled stability, and that's why what will happen, the chromium will lose electron very easily. The first electron बहुत आसानी से lose कर देगा, and that's why chromium will have the least first ionization enthalpy. But if we talk about the second ionization enthalpy, that means now chromium is 3d5. Yes, so in this case now manganese is 4s1 3d5, isn't it? This is 3d5, 4s1 3d5, and chromium is 3d5 only, 4s0 हो चुका है, and vanadium is 4s2 3d3. So what will happen? The 4s orbital is completely filled, and if we talk about the 3d, so this is also having T2G stability. मतलब T2G 3 electrons, 3. If we talk about the T2G, that coordination we have done, so 3 electrons will be considered as the half filled stability. तो T2G stability इसको बोलते हैं अगर हम 3D में 3 electrons होते हैं तो. So ये बहुत आसानी से electron lose कर देगा because it is going to get what? Stable configuration. So manganese will have the least second ionization enthalpy, while the chromium will have very much high because it doesn't want to leave that electron because it is in the stable condition. Yes. Similarly, if I'm talking about this is earlier it was 4s1 3d10, now it is only 3d10, isn't it? And zinc is 4s1 3d10. So obviously it will lose the electron very easily. And nickel in between आ जाएगा because it is 4s2 3d8, तो 4s2 तो stable है, it will not lose the electron easily, isn't it? So in comparison to zinc, nickel, copper, zinc will have the least second ionization enthalpy because ये आसानी से एक electron lose करके it will get half full configuration, isn't it? So manganese will have the less second ionization enthalpy than the chromium. Similarly, zinc will also have less second ionization enthalpy than the copper. Now, the high ionization enthalpy of copper, nickel, zinc. Okay. Now, if I'm talking about this set, and this set, which one is having more second IP, then this set will have this set will have more second IP. Got it? What is the reason? Because they show only the +2 state. So once they will, अगर दो electron lose कर देंगे तो they all are going to get the half filled stability, full filled stability. Hence further they will not lose any electron, but in that case they can lose. Okay, so जिंक निकल कॉपर की जो सेकेंड आईपी होती है वो सबसे ज्यादा होती है with respect to any other element of this series. Now variation in oxidation state. So see, this is scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. As I told you that in this D block element, both the S and 3D, यानी 4s and 3D electron participate in bond formation. So that's why इनका हम general electronic configuration लिखते थे. We were not writing that valence electronic configuration only. So both will participate. If both will participate, like this is first electron will come out from the 4s and then it will come out from the 3D. Yes. So if it is losing 3 electrons, that means 4s 0, 3d 0, it is going to gain this condition +3 and inert gas configuration it will get, so will be stable. So that's it. It is +3 is the stable one. Okay. Now if I'm talking about titanium, this is 4s2 3d2. अगर ये दो एक electron lose कर देगा तो भी कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. 2 electrons lose करेगा तो भी मतलब there is not going to stability, isn't it? तो +2 is also very rare, +1 is also rare, +3 थोड़ा बहुत दिखाएगा and +4 will be the stable one. ये +4 जो होगा इसमें सबसे ज्यादा stable होगा. This will be the stable one. Okay. Now vanadium की बात करते हैं. Again this is 4s2 it can show. ठीक है. So दो इलेक्ट्रॉन आसानी से लूज कर देगा because it is going to be convert into the what 3d3 stability, T2g stability, isn't it? This will get T2z stability if this 4s2 electrons goes out. Yes. तो यहाँ पे +2 state show करेगा, stable हो जाएगा. Yes. And other case all the 5 electrons will be removed, so it will show +5, which is considered as what inert gas configuration. So +5 is also stable and +2 also we can say because of T2z stability. Now chromium. Chromium, if it is losing 1 electron, no benefit. 2 electron, again no benefit. If it is losing 3 electron, 2 from this and 1 from this, so this is going to be stable, isn't it? The +3 it will show. क्यों? क्योंकि in this case +3 state it will have 3d3, which is called T2g stability, isn't it? So T2g stability will be stable condition and hence this will be stable. Similarly फिर it will show one more, +4 जाएगा, +5 जाएगा, 1 1 1 and all the 6 electron will go to get the inert gas configuration. So that's why +6 also it can show. Similarly, if we talk about the manganese, it will show the +2 state a stable one because it is going to get this 3d5 stable half filled stability. तो +2 stable होगा. +3 +4 दिखा सकते हैं. +5 और +6 जो होता है that is rare. Again the +7 will be stable condition. Similarly iron, if I'm talking about iron, is only 2 electrons it will show, which is not that much stable, but 3 electrons if it is losing, it is going to get the half filled stability, so +3 will be stable condition. Similarly cobalt, it will show +2 +3 +4. In general the +3 is the most stable one. It shows that maximum oxidation state जो है shown by that. Nickel, again 2 3 4 also. +2 जो होता है वो ज्यादा show करता है. Okay. Copper, if I'm talking about, it shows +1 as well as +2 also. Like +1 4s2 3d9. If it is like this is the configuration, we have to write 4s1 3d10. Sorry, let me write like this: 4s1 3d10. So 1 electron it can lose to get this half filled full filled stability, isn't it? So 1 show कर सकता है. Now you can ask that कि although this 1 +1 statement is going to get the half fulfilled stability, so why it will show +2? But it shows +2 also, and +2 is more stable. Why it is so? I'm going to tell you in the next slide. Just wait. Zinc only 2 show करता है +2 because it is going to get fulfilled stability. Yes. So this one is okay, I have half filled it is, that one is T2G. Okay, now note 4s and 3d have little energy gap, so both the orbital, both electrons participate in the bond formation as I told you. Second series जो कि 4d होता है, 4d elements होते हैं, generally shows +2 and +4. थर्ड सीरीज जो होते हैं +3 and +4, और फोर्थ सीरीज भी जो होता है वो +3 and +4 ही शो करता है. ओनली द फर्स्ट सीरीज दैट मीन्स 3D सीरीज जो होता है दैट कैन शो द वेरिएशन इन ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट, और बहुत सारे उसके ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट का रेंज होता है. बट सेकेंड सीरीज ओनली 2 and 4, थर्ड एंड फोर्थ ओनली 3 and 4 shows. Okay, heavier metals, not member, heavier metals जो होंगे they will have more lower oxidation state will be considered as more stable, and again the reason will be inert pair effect. What it is I will explain it. How can we know the relative stabilities of oxidation state? कैसे हम जानेंगे? If the element exists in more than one oxidation state, their relative stabilities can be known from the standard electrode potential. Got it? It will be known by standard electrode potential. So as I told you that copper 1, although it was having C, copper 1 was having what? 3D10 configuration, but it shows Cu+2 also. Why so? Let me show you. If I'm talking about the reduction potential, this copper plus gets reduced in copper, the reduction potential is 0.52. And if copper 2 plus undergoes reduction, the reduction potential is 0.34. So tell me which one is more stable? This copper has more reduction potential, so it will better feel in this state. वो easily copper state में क्या करेगा? Reduce हो जाएगा, isn't it? So in that case we can say that कि ये जल्दी reduce नहीं होगा. Yes, so Cu+2 is more stable than the Cu+. Since Cu+ can easily be reduced, so Cu+2 is more stable than Cu+. Clear? Any doubt in this? Higher the reduction potential, more will be the power to get reduced. जितना ज़्यादा reduction potential होगा, उतना ही ज़्यादा tendency, उतनी ही ज़्यादा power होगी खुद को reduce करने की, and that we have already done in chapter 3 electrochemistry. Yes. Now some questions. So transition metals show highest oxidation state only with fluorine and oxygen. Why? Because even we have done in the P block also this type of questions, because fluorine and oxygen being more electronegative, they have the tendency to get to attract more and more electrons to make the metals in the highest oxidation state. Got it? And that is the reason they show highest oxidation state. So due to smaller size and high electronegativity of fluorine and oxygen, they can oxidize the metal to the highest oxidation state. That is the reason. Okay, now in this question, अगर इसी question को थोड़ा सा change कर दें, out of fluorine and oxygen, the transition element shows highest oxidation state with the oxygen, not with the fluorine. Why? That also we have done because oxygen has the capability to form multiple bonds. So that's why oxygen जो होगा, it has more tendency to oxidize the metal in its highest oxidation state, even in compared to fluorine. Got it? Out of fluorine and oxygen, transition element shows highest oxidation state with oxygen, not fluorine. Why? This is the same question I was talking about. Oxygen has capability to form multiple bond, p-pi d-pi bonding. And what is now p-pi d-pi bonding? I hope it is clear. We have done in that. Yes. So with oxygen, transition metals show highest oxidation state, while fluorine is most electronegative, but and it can't show oxidation other than -1. So it cannot form multiple bond. Fluorine multiple bond नहीं बना सकता, but oxygen can form multiple bonds. p-pi d-pi bonding show कर सकता है, and that's why it shows maximum oxidation state with comparison to fluorine. Got it? Now the next question, and I hope it is the last question. So Cu+ is unstable in aqueous solution. Why? अब यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन आएगा कि Cu+, अगर क्वेश्चन पूछा जाएगा out of Cu+ and Cu+2 which one is more stable, so you have to answer this according to the reduction potential. Okay, but if the question is asked that Cu+ is unstable in aqueous solution, अगर ये part लगा दिया जाए and then it is asked, then you have to answer in terms of hydration enthalpy. and since copper plus 1 undergoes it has very less hydration enthalpy, आसानी से water molecules के क्या हो जाते हैं, इसके आसपास आ जाते हैं. Hydration enthalpy I have explained. Yes. So in the thermodynamics we have done this. Yes. So copper it has very less hydration enthalpy, and that's why copper plus 1 undergoes disproportionation reaction to give copper and copper plus 2. So that's why Cu plus is unstable in aqueous solution. I hope it is clear. Yes. Any doubt in this? So you have to mark only this thing, that Cu plus has less hydration enthalpy. So that's why it undergoes disproportion reaction and gives Cu plus 2 and Cu. Hence, Cu plus is unstable in aqueous solution. So that's it for today, class. Thank you. And next we are going to study about the trends in electrode potential and some other things also. So we'll meet you in next video. Till then, thank you, class. Enjoy your studies.